means I was not feeling well. I had to go to the doctor, and then my diagnosis came. It was a really heartbreaking moment, and really my life flipped around. I was diagnosed with stage 1A, and I had to go through chemotherapy. So nothing was planned. After that, everything just was blank, and I was like, okay, I need to focus on my treatment. After that, I'll see what I can do. If you go through your modules are very thoroughly prepared, I don't think if any supplementary material is actually needed. But if you have time on your hand, you can go through it, but I did not. So, and for current affairs, again, I just used your current affair module. It was very vast, I must say. It is very, very rigorous.
Because in any case, you're given 150 MCQs per month, so a lot gets covered.
Yes, a lot. Everything gets covered.
Yeah.
There was nothing like which was left because you have already used various sources. So there was nothing that you could go out and search for it. People first study theory and then they go to mocks. I started with my mocks and then I was going towards the theory. So I gave around 20 mocks.
हमें से बहुत से ऐसे लोग होते हैं जो डिफिकल्ट सर्कमस्टांसेस में गिव अप कर देते हैं, स्पेशली व्हेन इट कम्स टू स्टडिंग, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली जब अगर सर्कमस्टांसेस ही टफ हो जाए तो उस टाइम में कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम के लिए प्रिपेयर करना बड़ा मुश्किल हो सकता है और हमारा मन भी ना करे एंड वी वुड फील डिजेक्टेड. बट टुडे आई हैव विद यू वन ऑफ माय स्टूडेंट्स. उनकी ऐसी स्टोरी है कि वो AIT एग्जाम के लिए, सिम्बाइसिस एग्जाम के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रही थी, बट साथ साथ उनकी कीमोथेरेपी चल रही थी बिकॉज शी वाज डायग्नोस्ड विद स्टेज 1. एंड अगर आप उनकी स्टोरी सुनोगे, उन्होंने एक्चुअल प्रेपरेशन जो है वो दिसंबर के बाद यानी जनवरी से स्टार्ट करी एंड शी नेल्ड बोथ एग्जाम्स दैट शी गेव. उन्होंने MHCET भी दिया और CUET दिया. MHCET में उनका 99.7 परसेंटाइल का स्कोर रहा है, 101 मार्क्स आउट ऑफ 120 इन MHCET. और CUET PG में भी शी गॉट थ्रू LC2 एट 180 का स्कोर. सो टुडे वी हैव हर हियर विद अस. प्लीज वेलकम कशिश खत्री. उनकी जर्नी के बारे में जानेंगे और उनसे समझेंगे कि किस तरह से उन्होंने ये दोनों ही एग्जाम्स को नेल किया. स्पेशली फोकस ज्यादा MHCET पे रहेगा बिकॉज वो महाराष्ट्र से हैं और उनका वही टॉप एम था कि उनको ILS कॉलेज में जाना था, जो उनको अब मिल चुका है. तो बहुत खुशी हो रही है सुन के कि हमारी स्टूडेंट, शी वाज एनरोल्ड फॉर मेनी ऑफ आवर मॉड्यूल्स, और आज उनकी जब ये जर्नी सक्सेसफुल हुई है, उनके एग्जाम क्लियर हुए हैं, तो हमें भी जानकर बहुत खुशी हो रही है कि उनको अपना ड्रीम कॉलेज मिल रहा है डिस्पाइट ऑफ ऑल दैट शी वेंट थ्रू इन द पास्ट 1 year. Let's have her here, let's welcome her and let's get to know her better. Hi Kashish, welcome to the channel. We are very happy to have you here. So before we begin with discussing your preparation and all, let us understand something about yourself, and also please talk about your educational qualifications and how did you venture into the field of legal education.
Okay. So my name is Kashish Khatri. I had done my graduation in BSc Biotechnology from Gondwana University. I had completed my graduation last year with distinction. Other than that, during my free time, I like painting and sketching. And now I could say that I'm going to start my law school journey.
So when did you plan that you'll prepare for the MHCET examination, since you have a really good score of 99.7 percentile? So how did the idea germinate?
Actually, ma'am, it might sound a bit cliche, but during my very first semester and even second semester, there were, side subjects, the minor subjects, which were about, like, the topics were related to democracy, good governance, environmental law, and all these things, because I was studying biotechnology. So these come in handy and those are actually important. So during that, it really intrigued me how the subject works. And so it told me, even though science helps us to innovate and discover, but law helps us to implement. And from there, I was like, okay, so this is something that I'm really interested in and I want to pursue my education in this. So from there, I decided, okay, to do law. Then I got to know there are two types of law, 5-year LLB and 3-year LLB. So I was like, first I searched for 5-year LLB and I was really so discouraged by that because everyone will be younger than me from 2 years, 3 years, something like that. Then I got to know that there is a field that is 3-year LLB, which is designed for the people who have done their graduation. So, okay, so I was like, okay, this is universe sign, I should go for it. And so I decided that 3-year LLB is something that I want to do.
Okay. So then how did you plan your preparation? You came to know about 3-year LLB. So how did you divide your time and start studying? And when did you start studying?
Okay, so first of all, ma'am, in June, I was done with my college preparation, means college studies, exams, everything was done. The result was awaited, but other than that, everything was finished from college side. So I had a bit of other plans in my in my mind during that point of period. But in July, because of my diagnosis, means I was not feeling well. I had to go to the doctor, and then my diagnosis came. It was a really heartbreaking moment, and really my life flipped around. I was diagnosed with stage 1A. And I had to go through chemotherapy. So nothing was planned. After that, everything just was blank, and I was like, okay, I need to focus on my treatment. After that, I'll see what I can do. So after that, I started my chemotherapy, and my chemotherapy actually ended in November. So after it ended in November, in December and Jan, I didn't have like the energy, or I was going through a lot in my mind and what to do, what not to do. I was just in a really bad place at that point of time. Then in February, I decided, okay, that the LLB is something that I really want to pursue, and exams are coming up. CUET application was already released. MHCET, I don't remember precisely, but I think that was also released. So I filled the form, and then I started my preparation from 1st of Feb. So from there, I started doing my law, and then your course was already with me. So I started with that.
All right, all right. So, as you already mentioned about the course, what all were the books and study materials that you used in your preparation?
So, ma'am, first of all, whatever I'm saying, it is only related to like 3 months, because a lot of people have a lot of time to do. They have been doing, some take gap years, some are preparing from second year itself, some from third year. So, whatever I'll tell from my experience, it would be just regarding that 3 month time period that I have of 100 days. Because CUET was done in 20th of March, I remember. I think it was 20th of March, and 3rd of May, I had my MHCET exam. So I just had those 1.5 months, then again 1.5 months, and I was done. So the very first thing that I started my preparation was to download the syllabus. Like I properly analyzed the syllabus, like what to study, what not to study, in which exam those questions are coming, and in another exam that particular syllabus or that particular type of questions are not involved. For example, legal reasoning and aptitude questions are included in MHCET, whereas in CUET, PG, and LLB, that legal reasoning and aptitude does not come. So that distinction I already had in my mind. Maths comes under CUET PG, but maths does not come under MHCET LLB. Yes. And I already had that in mind, that I'll only target the exams which are similar, because three NLUs have also already started their exams, and they already have 3-year LLB course. For Odisha, NLU Odisha and Vishakhapatnam both have a very similar syllabus and paper pattern, compared to MHCET and DU LLB. But I decided to just stick to these two, which are already traditional exams going on. So that is the thing I decided, and then I downloaded the past year papers. I already bought your course with that 5 past year papers of MHCET. I already had that. So first of all, the very first thing that I did is to go through the syllabus. Because I didn't have time, so I decided to go question by question how the thing evolves, and मैं उस हिसाब से फिर पढ़ना अपना start करूँगी. So the very first thing that I started was the legal reasoning and aptitude. So for that, I only did yours from the legal digest by law digest by Ayushi website. The course I already had it, so I just did it from that, nothing else. If you want a supplement, for example, for practice, I had particularly faced problems with legal reasoning questions. I used to text you on WhatsApp a lot of legal reasoning questions, because that was really confusing for me. So that is something that I lagged behind. So I first completed all the modules. Anyway, anyone who is starting, I personally would suggest to start from legal, because at least you'll able to know if you are interested in or not. Yeah. So from constitution, then law of torts, law of contracts, family law. So covered everything, and then I started practicing from the module itself, with supplementing from I think this book from Pearson. Yeah, I think AP Bharadwaj book. Yes. Yes. So from that book, what I did was, I did not do the theory part at all. That book is divided into 2, legal awareness and legal aptitude. So I did not do the theory part at all, because you covered it very properly. I did not do it at all. And actually, it's not even that much is required. So I decided to just jump to the legal reasoning and aptitude questions. And sometimes for practice, I used to do the MCQ at the back. That one, proficiency test. Yeah, that's it. So for legal reasoning and aptitude, I just followed this. Now, a very important part during legal reasoning was a static legal GK. Now, that is very tricky, because I have seen the past year paper. Something was asked about the law commission. Like, who was the first law commission, something related to that, and literally it was not anywhere. But then I downloaded that one file which was related to all the commissions, and then I was able to find that particular topic. So I studied from that. Same. If you go through your modules are very thoroughly prepared, I don't think if any supplementary material is actually needed. But if you have time on your hand, you can go through it, but I did not. So I just did that. and already you have, PDFs are available on High Court, then Supreme Court. You have already provided the PDF. Yeah, whatever sequences are there, all those questions are very, very important. Specifically regarding to MHCET LLB, the legal GK becomes very important because a lot of times something happens. We are studying the general knowledge, which is given in Arihan book or Lucent book, but we forget about the legal GK, which actually comes in MHCET. And this year, I don't know what happened to them. They had totally flipped the legal reasoning and aptitude section. It was totally based on your own aptitude and your legal knowledge. You cannot ratta anything. You have to use your own mind. So the entire paper came in that way. And then we jump to general knowledge and current affairs. So that comes under the entire one section. So for that, my strategy was very simple. I did not do Lucent. A lot of people, a lot of also students who are already studying, they recommended me to follow Lucent, but it is a very thick and a very elaborative book. And I would, this one, oh my God, I would not suggest this to anyone. I have this book in my study, like full almirah filled with books. I would not suggest it at all. I think the best book was Arihan. Take that small book, the yellow book. Yes, the yellow saver book. Yes, I just did that and nothing else. I didn't even practice MCQs. Other than that, like that book was really good. I just did it from that. And another strategy that I applied for particularly general knowledge was that, for example, when I'm going to past year paper, and this one question comes, for example, the spice capital of India. Okay. And I know it's Kerala, but if I don't know, because actually I just know about this and Pink City. That is the only two things I know. Okay, I got the question. But other than that, what to do? So what I used to do is these minute topics I will go onto the Google and there I would search. Like, proper names and the proper names that are given to various cities. And then the list would come. So I used to study in that way. For example, if they would ask for a UNESCO heritage site in Maharashtra, then I would go online, I would search like the list of all the UNESCO World Heritage Sites in India. And then I used to search, okay, from Maharashtra, these many, I used to learn that much. So in that way, I used to do. Because a lot of times what was personally happening to me was, I was going through GK. I did my ancient history, medieval history, and modern history. Okay. And then what was happening, I was scoring terrible in mocks. Because my portion was not covered. So now what to do? So in that, like same, the strategy that I told you, in that way I used to cover the syllabus. And when finally I came to miscellaneous GK in the last part of Aryan, until then a lot of portion was already completed from my side to learn. So that is something that really helped me. First, I'll tell you what I did. I did gone through the module and I was like, okay, ma'am has given here landmark judgments. Okay, who's gonna do so many judgments? I'll just skip it. Okay, I skipped it. And then when I was going through past year paper, and then there were 3 questions related to past year judgments. And then I went back to the module. I downloaded it. I started making my own notes. Then what I did was I used to write the name of the case. Okay, name of the case and what was the issue and what was the decision. Like that is just that column. It is more than enough. I used to just do that, and by God's grace, I don't know how this year they have asked an entire passage in MHCET regarding the landmark judgment. In my slot, it came about K.S. Puttaswamy case. Okay. And the question was also given, what was the decision of that particular case? So if anyone has that much energy to go through, I think, and I don't think it's that difficult. You just need to focus and yes, if you are focused, if you even in one day you could cover the entire thing. Yes, not learning, but actually revision. Like, okay, this much I have to read 2 paragraphs. I'll make my short notes and then move on. So that much was pretty easy, and I did it. And K.S. Puttaswamy was already included in your the entire compilation. It was already included. So in that way I completed. And for current affairs, again, I just used your current affair module. It was very vast, I must say. It is very, very rigorous, very rigorous. Oh my God. And there were a lot of times where, two things were given in the way, there are various type of organizations. For example, the rank for passport is given by various organizations. Sometimes it was 52, sometimes it was 48. So that was also pretty confusing. Okay, I have to remember, I have to keep this in mind. Whatever comes, I have to take it. And a lot of time, people are going through various inner topics, but they forgot to do the basics. For example, Nobel Prize winners. These are very basic knowledge. A lot of times we skip it because we think wo nahi aayega. मतलब नोबेल
नोबेल
प्राइज तो
प्राइज
सभी
विनर्स, ओलंपिक्स, ये वाले जो क्वेश्चंस है ना, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है।
बहुत ज्यादा। सो मैंने तो एग्जाम के एक हफ्ते पहले आई स्टडीड देम थॉरली, आई डेडिकेटेड एन एंटायर डे कि आज मुझे ये पूरा लाइक स्पोर्ट्स का टॉपिक, नोबेल प्राइजेस का, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट ज्ञानपीठ अवार्ड वगैरह, एवरीथिंग मुझे बस लर्न करना है। एंड स्टार्ट में यू फील कि इट इज वेरी टफ टू लर्न ऑल द वर्ड्स, बट यू कैन मेक स्मॉल एक्रोनिम्स या किसी शॉर्टकट
स्टोरी
तरीके
बना
से यू
बना
कुड
के ही
कीप
करना
इट।
पड़ता है।
हाँ, just keep it in your mind, and in exam you will get it right. You don't have to learn all the, there are Chinese names, there are names from Japan. You don't have to learn them. Just
Yeah,
learn the first word and move on.
yeah.
Because you don't, I personally didn't have time, so I personally did that. And regarding political science syllabus, means political science in the sense the constitution, I used to discuss a lot with my chachu. He is a political enthusiast, so I used to talk with him a lot about it. So a lot of time, how much seats Maharashtra have, how much they should have, like all those things, what are the cases, about everything, Keshav Nanda Bharti case we have discussed. So in that way, it is lodged in your head. So
Hmm.
if someone has that, you can talk to them, or otherwise from your, I didn't have time to make a current affairs small notes, so I just used to go through them, and then I used to actually make short notes or notes from the MCQ. In that way I used to learn it in a better way.
Hmm.
Even sometimes when I was not in a state of mind, I was like, okay, I'm not going to do current affairs of this month, I'll just directly jump to MCQ and I'm going to learn from that.
Because in any
So
case, we're given 150 MCQs per month, so a lot gets covered.
yes, a lot, everything gets covered. There
Yeah.
was nothing like which was left, because you have already used various sources, so there was nothing that you could go out and search for it.
Hmm.
And you don't even have time. And I personally think if you are tackling a competitive exam, sticking to one source is very important.
Correct, correct.
So that I followed. For logical reasoning, for logical reasoning, I never, came around that logical reasoning is pretty tough for me. What I used to do is I used to watch a particular video, then I used to make a 2-page notes, like front and back. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Front and back on the one or two important questions which are really tricky. For example, in clock, one or two questions are really tricky for two like there are various types of questions. In that way, I used to make, and that is it, done and dusted. Then I used to solve questions. And if you want to supplement your preparation, I think everyone should go to R.S. Agrawal book. It's an amazing asset to have for practice, because it does have the questions from SSC exams. It does have from various type of bank exams. So those questions, what happens in MHCET and CUET PG is that they pick up the question from those papers and they directly put in the MHCET. So if you practice those previous year questions, it would give you an edge over other students. So in that way, I used to cover logical reasoning. For English, I kept it very simple, because I've studied the past year papers and I know that they have used the basic English principles. So I had gone through that basic principles. I had watched one or two videos on various platforms, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this English grammar rule. And then I just practiced and practiced and practiced. Idioms and phrases, again, from you can use SP Bakshi book. It's a good book. So you can do. One thing that I would suggest is, here we are we are focusing on the exam. A lot of time people are going to theoretical English.
Yes.
Like theoretical English, you don't have to do that much. आपको rule पता होना चाहिए how you have to apply it, and that is it. Like functional English you should know, not the theoretical English. So that is something where I focused, and I was able to do, like in that I didn't do much. For RC, again, the Willy standard book from Willy, reading comprehension. Yeah, that is the standard book that I followed. Other than that, I don't think I followed anything, because CUET was just near when I started my preparation, and still I was able to get a decent score of 180. So then I got in LC2 also, so I was okay with that. That is done. Okay, I'm in a good space right now. And then I did rigorous preparation for MHCET, because the paper pattern, even though both are MCQ, but MHCET does have a lot of competition.
Right.
Specifically for Maharashtra state students.
Correct.
The situation is so problematic. There are so many students, there are so many good people, and everyone is studying. No one is backing out. So you have to know about the competition, and you have to give yourself an edge, because
Even
MHCET
from
is
the
an
students that I heard, who were in touch with me, everyone was getting 90 plus only.
Yes, everyone, because the paper was not that tough, but it was about like how much you have gone yourself further. 90 above, everyone will get 90 above, but who will get 100 above? Who will get 100
main.
plus? Yes. So in that way, the everything come down to in that way. And there was also slot because a lot of time the people who were scoring 105 have the same percentile as me because my slot was tough.
हाँ.
It also depends on normalization. Even though a lot of time, competition makes us nervous, but you need to remember that they have a different slot. Their slot might be easy, and that's why they have scored good. But your slot is tough. You have a little less marks, but your percentile is going to increase because the percentile is actually counted from the students from your own slot. Yes, so
Yeah.
I had personally 101 out of 120. So I was pretty sure, okay, 99 plus percentile I can expect. But seeing everyone scoring good, I was pretty scared. But yeah, it came out to be decent.
Okay. So what was your daily routine like, and did you face any difficulties during your preparation?
Ma'am, when I started in February, daily routine was not as such, but I used to make sure that every day I studied two subjects because I am a person, I can't concentrate on one thing for the entire day. But so I used to do logical. I started actually with two subjects, constitution and logical, because constitution can get a bit boring and it was very new for me. So it can get a bit boring. So in the morning when I had fresh mind, I used to do these learning subjects. And then in the evening, I used to do this English or logical reasoning. And in the morning, constitution means legal reasoning and aptitude or general knowledge and current affairs in that way. And current affairs, every day 1 hour you have to give to current affairs, even though it is a very minute fraction of the entire syllabus, but it can take your marks and it can give you an edge over other students.
Correct.
And I particularly, I was going through a lot in my personal life, so studies became my escape. I would not recommend it. It is very unhealthy and no one should follow it. But studies is like मेरा दूसरी तरफ से ध्यान हटाने के लिए I started studying. Like, मेरा जब भी मन नहीं करता था, मैं कुछ और सोच रही होती थी, I used to start solving logical reasoning questions. So I won't suggest to someone to, take studies as an escape, but this was something that I did. And so, yeah, that is how I did it.
So, what about mocks? Did you give mocks?
Yes, ma'am, a lot of mocks. Actually, I don't remember, but someone told me that, you should study with the help of mocks. And that really helped me. Like, start giving the mocks. And again, I told you, like, I was studying from question to question because I had less time. So I was going in like a reverse direction. People first study theory and then they go to mocks. I started with my mocks and then I was going towards the theory. So I gave around 20 mocks.
And were you able to see a change in your score through the mocks?
Yes. In start, I still remember the very first mock. I didn't think I even crossed 85. I think it was 82 or 83. It was way less. So I was like, okay, I have to go through. Then I started my preparation. I started covering syllabus. For example, even if in one mock I didn't get one idiom and phrase, so I used to revise the entire thing. So in that way, I started covering one like that. And from my mock test started from February itself. I had started giving mocks from that time only. So whenever someone is starting their preparation, if you have time, 7-8 months in hand, so you should do 2 months of studies and then you should start giving mocks, even though your study is not completed.
राइट. हाँ, बिकॉज उससे आइडिया लग जाता है ना कि आप कितना पीछे हो, कितना प्रिपरेशन आगे और करने की जरूरत है, कहाँ व्हाट एरियाज यू लैकिंग एट. अगर वो सीधा मॉक लास्ट में दोगे, so you won't have time to work upon your mistakes.
Yes, exactly. I was very weak in medieval history. Modern history, okay. Ancient history, okay. But medieval history questions I used to do wrong.
All right. So Kashish, what would be that one last final tip that you would want to give out to students who are preparing for exams, चाहे MHCET हो, चाहे CVT हो?
Plan accordingly, and syllabus and previous year question papers are the key. If you follow that religiously, I don't think you will face problem even if you move forward with your preparation. So that is the key. Whenever you are start preparing for your exam, first go through the syllabus and previous year question papers religiously, understand them, how are they set, what are the things that are being asked in the paper. I'll explain it with a very small example. In MHCET, there's this one thing, they ask a lot of general knowledge from Maharashtra.
Yeah, they do.
A lot of general knowledge. National means a state animal, state bird, a lot of things. Even the Maharashtra song, that was also. So you have to know. Like, for example, if you got to know one question, okay, Maharashtra say they are asking about the questions, so go through the entire Maharashtra thing. Even if people go on Google search, because these are very specific questions, you won't be able to find it anywhere. Go online, search for it, read it, and move forward with your preparation. Don't lag behind because this is not the exam. Exam is somewhere ahead. Even if you are lagging behind, don't take it too hard and just move forward. जो नहीं आया वो पढ़ो और आगे बढ़ो. That is something, that is the pro tip. And another pro tip would be to solve SSC CGSL and SSC CHSL papers. If you have, I never had time. But whenever I used to Google the previous year question papers, somehow or the other way they were linked to such type of government exams. So
Right.
if you have time, if you have time, this is like way extra if you are preparing for an entire year.
Hmm.
Only then go through those question papers. Otherwise, do not waste your time.
Okay. Okay. All right, Kashish, you had a lot of good things to share with students, and it is commendable that you prepared for these examinations in like a period of 2-3 months, despite the problems that you were facing health-wise. And your story is quite inspiring, I think, for everyone. There'll be a lot of key takeaways for many people from your story. Thank you so much for taking out time and giving out this interview.
Thank you. And thank you so much for inviting me. I was really nervous, at the same time excited to share my experience with these exams. And I hope anyone who watches learns from it and will meet me in IELTS. That's all I can hope for.
Sure, sure. All right. So we'll end the session now. Thank you so much, Kashish, for being here.
Thank you, ma'am.